SippinWitSammie approves.
And I do. And I do. Also, since it is Monday evening, you know I got a K with me.
Oh, hey.
What's
in the
up
building.
with you?
You know, I'm over here trying to get the tech right. Got to do my sound check still. So, talk for me.
All right, cool. So, like I said, hopefully y'all had a good Monday. I had a fantastic one. Low on the stress, low on the output, heavy on the enjoy the weather. You know what I'm saying? And the weather was beautiful today. And at one point it had got hot, and I'm standing outside, and then it got an overcast, and it was just a nice little breeze, and we was groovy. How we on sound?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, we was groovy at the time. So I enjoyed my day. I ate quite a bit. Rushed and got my hair twisted. Shout out to Nikki. She always hold me down. Shout out to Whitney Hands too is another one. But I went to Nikki today. Had to make the best move for the schedule. I'm literally just getting in the studio right now at 7. So shout out to Kay for holding it down, making sure we got off to a good rolling start, because everything was set up when I got here, and we still don't know if we doing good on the audio yet.
Sound on one of them. I'm just checking the other now.
All right, so we checking to make sure that we good on all the platforms. We are adding platforms that we will be streaming live to. We doing the vertical on the joint. You can see that. We got the regular live stream. We going over the TikTok soon.
So, about TikTok. I was all set up. I was ready to go live today. And then when I hit the button to go live, it seems like our account might not be set up to go live.
You probably gotta do a certain amount of stuff on there to be able to go live or something.
Yeah, I think we got to apply and stuff. So
gotta figure out the logistics.
TBD. So. That'll be coming soon.
No big deal. But you said you all right? Your Monday was good?
My Monday was good. My Monday was groovy.
Awesome. Recap your weekend, why don't you?
Oh, man, my weekend. Ugh.
Sounds so bad.
No, I mean, it was great. I don't remember if I did anything, which is the best type of weekend. Oh, my weekend. So, we filmed a lot this weekend. We filmed on both Friday night as well as Saturday.
Yep, Saturday night too.
Yeah. So on Friday night we filmed with Lovely Lay, which will be dropping on this coming Thursday. So stay tuned for that. So that was nice. It was good to see her as always.
Yeah, shout out Lay, man. Shout out Pops.
Absolutely. And then I don't remember what we did after we filmed.
Well, I know Sunday was the playoffs, right?
Right.
So we gotta talk about that in a little bit.
Right.
So, all right, cool. Pretty uneventful weekend, huh?
Pretty uneventful weekend, yes.
I had pretty much the same weekend as far as I can remember. I don't think I did anything truly special.
I went shopping on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you went shopping. I got to go shopping.
I went shopping on Saturday. And let me tell you, I can clean up in some of those, what do they call stores like Ross and Burlington?
Box stores, something like that, right?
Yeah, but like specifically the ones that sell other brands.
Oh,
I clean up in those.
Yeah, and I hate you for that. I got to go so far to come up in them kind of stores. Like, I got to go to the county to come up. You go to any Ave and find 8 pieces in 15 minutes. I don't know how that works.
I can go in those stores and find so many things that I have to start putting things back. Because I just am overspending at that point.
It must be nice. There's holes all in my bag. My bad. I was distracted. Must be nice. But congratulations on a good shopping experience. Speaking of shopping, Father's Day coming up, so I got to get the big guy something, man. Got to take care of the OG.
Yeah. I added something to my cart today. I just need to press the button.
I'm accepting suggestions from anybody that has any. And also, if you are in the chat, please let us know you here, man. Let us shout you out. Give us some feedback. Also, if you catch it later, no problem. Comment. I will reply to anything that seems to make sense that I catch. I do miss some. I went back this last week and caught up on a bunch of comments I didn't realize I missed. So if I missed yours, it's not intentional with us having so many shorts and videos and stuff on the page, we post multiple a day, so the comments kind of get overlap.
Speaking of, we do have some comments. If you want me to get into them.
Go ahead.
So Diana Tubolo
Okay.
said hi.
What's up, DT? Hi. How are you?
Navir Shane said, saw you once on OnlyFans. Love your content. I don't think you saw either of us on OnlyFans ever.
Yeah, and please, if you did see me on OnlyFans, send me the clip so I know who to sue.
I know that's right.
Like, if you see me on OnlyFans, let me know. No, don't just tell me. Put me on. I give you 10%. 7%.
Someone who made like a really cool username that looks like one of those like bubbly huggy bears, but it's all symbols. They said something in a completely different language that I'm not even gonna try to say.
Okay.
Bolo said hi. No, there's no translate button.
Hi.
And then DT said hi again.
Shout out DT, man. She must be having a great day.
I hope so.
Where are these comments from exactly?
All of these are on the vertical live.
Right now? Oh,
yep.
All right. Shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all tapped in. Appreciate y'all. You want to get into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well get into the playoffs, right?
I don't know if that was sarcasm or not. But yeah, man.
I mean, let's be real. So for those of
finals, actually, shoot.
Yeah. You made me think that my graphic was wrong, but it's not wrong. It's just not as correct as it could be.
No, we good.
So for those of you who might be tuning into the channel for the first time, we're based out of Philadelphia. So I'm personally a Sixers fan. Sammie over there, for some reason, is a Lakers fan.
Watch your mouth.
So neither of us were really too excited about this finals matchup to begin with.
Fair to say.
Right. So I think that kind of sums up my opinion towards this finals matchup. But just to summarize where we're at in the situation. So Boston now leads 2-0.
Yep.
They played on Thursday and then again on Sunday, both of which they ended up winning pretty handedly.
The first game was a way worse looking game than the second game for Dallas, even though the results seem to be very similar. But some of the storyline is similar. Kyrie didn't show up yet. Luka is out there hobbling and doing magnificent stuff while turning the ball over. Mm-hmm. That was game 1 and game 2. Jaylen Brown is going nuts, but in the second game, Drew Holiday picked up a lot of slack. The Porzingis return was dope in the first game, in the first half when he went for the 20 and all of that.
And now he's already back out.
And now he hobbled off the court in the second game.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because even though it's like, all right, it looks like Boston might got their number, even though Dallas has yet to be playing at home, right?
Yeah.
But you might be like, all right, well, Boston got their number. They know how to beat these dudes. There's no way they're going to beat them 7. Once Porzingis goes out, it's like, uh-oh. Like, I don't know no more.
Yeah.
So, I'm still interested. I'm still enjoying having a little bit of basketball left to watch besides the WNBA because it's hard to keep up with their games.
Yeah.
I catch them when I'm scrolling and I see it, and it'd be like the second half or whatever. But I would like to have a little more awareness of where these is happening. I might gotta put an alert on my phone or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I only need to know the televised games.
Well, I was about to say, to be honest, their broadcast schedule doesn't exactly make it easy because sometimes WNBA games that are being broadcasted are on like ESPN2 or, you know, some off channel that you don't necessarily flick to or think to flick to.
That's why I literally see them on a scrolling joint. Like if I'm looking for sports related stuff, I see it on there, but it won't be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the channels that they want you to look at.
I have noticed, though, that my algorithm is starting to catch up and start to show me women's basketball news. So
Dope. That
that I'm a little happy about, for sure.
Stat K. That'll be fly. But yeah. So NBA playoffs game 3 is on Tuesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
Wednesday
Is game 3.
Game 3 Wednesday in Dallas.
Yes.
Should be a smoker. I got to believe.
I gotta believe that Dallas is gonna pull their first home game out.
And I think Kyrie gonna act crazy. They're also saying that Kyrie jinxed himself when he stepped on that leprechaun, or maybe somebody put a hex on him because he ain't one in that building since.
Oh.
Yeah, remember he stepped on Lucky Face.
No, I missed that whole storyline.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta catch up to it because it's crazy. I think they've lost 12 games since then.
Oh my god.
Maybe 13.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if last night's makes 12 or 13.
It's crazy because Kyrie doesn't lose many playoff games.
No, it looks, and it's crazy because going into the playoffs, everybody was saying that Kyrie's not the type to get rattled by a Boston crowd because he's a dog. But it might be some deeper, darker spiritual things going on while my man ain't showing up. Is all they saying. But shout out to Kyrie, and I'm watching, man. I'm tapped in. Injuries have been the story of the playoffs, though. I swear.
Yeah, I really think that the NBA needs to take a look at how many games they try to smash into a season and really rethink that.
And you know what I'm noticing, though? The overseas players get hurt, come right back spicy. I think it's diet.
I think diet has a lot to do with it.
I think it's diet. I think, you know how people be like when they started eating better, they stopped having aches and pains and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I think it might be diet related, man. We might have to really look into some kind of regimens for these athletes that make all this money but don't necessarily take care of their body the way that LeBron would.
Yeah.
Or
That's
Reggie Miller, for that matter.
Yeah.
Back in his day.
So while we're talking NBA, NBA expansion. So Adam Silver had an interview the other day and mentioned that the NBA is looking at expanding, but he specifically mentioned 3 key cities. So the first 2 should be no surprise. There's been talks of bringing back a Seattle team.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of talks and organizing around a Vegas team.
I knew that was on there.
And then the third one was kind of surprising for me, Mexico City.
Interesting.
So Adam Silver, of course, very quickly walked things back and said, but there's plenty of other cities that have been organizing and vying for a bid, whatever. But it is worth noting that these are the first 3 that the commissioner, calls to name when he's talking about expansion. So
There's a lot of variables that go into that.
Exactly. So I wanted to see what you thought of those 3 cities, and particularly the Mexico City expansion idea.
I believe Vegas is a no-brainer. I think Vegas is getting everything, and they're treating their sports right, just like they supposed to give all the aces an extra $100,000. Like, I think Vegas they have the space, they're willing to build, and that's part, like, these are the variables. Like, what city is going to build a stadium that's going to have the money to build something to our liking, our standards,
right?
Fan base, distancing, all of these things are factors, right?
Yeah.
So and there's quite a few states in this country that don't have any sports teams major. So that becomes a thing because it's like, well, if we give them any sport, they might go crazy, or it might be a reason they ain't got none. You see what I'm saying? Because it has to be money, it has to be nightlife, it has to be a lot of things where the team can bring that, but it has to be a template for it to exist.
Yeah.
So I think Vegas is a no-brainer, like I said. Mexico City is very interesting to me. I would have to look more into that because it makes sense, but it's strange at the same time.
Yeah, I just don't know how much of a market there is for NBA in Mexico.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, the NBA has all the statistics of the countries and places that the sport is growing in, and we've seen documentaries on Mexican kids and native kids playing basketball, but sometimes in a different form, but it's still basketball. But a lot of times they playing, like, we've seen them play at a high level, but not have any outlets. Cause like maybe the schools don't recognize their schools, right? Their education system and stuff like that. So how does that translate into getting one of these kids, or just religious and cultural reasons? So I think that looking into other places like Mexico City, it's a reason that they say in Mexico City, is my point.
Yeah.
And our awareness of where the sport is growing. Like right now, most of the top players in the league ain't even from America no more, and we thought that was never going to happen. The league knew.
True.
The NBA knew.
But I'm also just thinking from like a traveling logistics point of view. Like,
the Phillies playing in London all week.
I'm aware. However, it's different when it's a regular part of the league and you have to fly all the way down to Mexico City. Like, it's not like Toronto where it's close to, you know, a couple of other cities in that area and not that far from the border. And also you have to cross a border. So, you know, there's different types of planning logistics that go into adding an international team like that. Which
would be very similar to transport and, travel and things when it relates to the Canada teams.
Yeah.
So it's figure outable, and these is private jets. Big gas tanks.
Yes, but they still have to fly into airports and get permission to land, so the relations between the governments can still come into play.
I hear that. I think that the thing that overpowers that is the structure of the NBA and the money. The money. The money that's going to be generated by having that situation, and the money that you would be messing up to put a hiccup in that operation.
I agree with you. I agree this is all figure outable, but I think that these are things that are worth calling out because this isn't just a straightforward, like, yeah, let's just plop a team here and it'll be cool. No. Even if they have the infrastructure and the fan base to, you know, call for it.
Yeah, but this damn near $1 trillion entity, they figured it out. Or they will. Or it's not going to go. But we'll see. I'm excited. I would love to see, like, the league is at a point now where damn near all the teams got 3 monsters on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had a couple more teams, and we got more monsters coming into the league. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun, man. I think I'm for it, wherever they put it. And I do want to, at some point, start a stadium tour. Like, fly places they can go to the games I want to go to and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, at the home arenas. Mm-hmm. I want to do that. The same way Ocho said he about to do for the WNBA. I just randomly want to do for, like, random baseball teams, random basketball, football. You know what I mean? Especially nice weather places.
Gotcha.
That way it's, like, double bubble or good food places with good teams. That's a good one, too. Where you want to go next?
Well, let's talk about LeBron.
All right.
So,
let me find out you researched this one, or you already knew about it.
No, I didn't. I just figured out who Perk was, and that was about as far as I got.
Kendrick Perkins, the legend?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So, LeBron unfollows Perk.
Yeah.
Give me more.
All right, so, of course, the internet finds out that Bron's not following Perk anymore. Now, Perk and LeBron have had a good relationship. They played AAU against and with each other.
Oh, okay.
Perk comments on things that are going on because he's a commentator and he's a pundit, and that's his job, right?
Fair.
But LeBron has been known to be low-key petty, or maybe like
low-key.
He'll cut you off before he'll confront you, type of thing. And I think it came as a surprise to Perk that LeBron wasn't following him, and even further that there was no phone call or conversation had, right?
No, let me stop you right there. Nobody has a phone call or a conversation before they unfollow someone. Ever. Period.
Why is following, unfollowing, and blocking seeming to be so much power to people?
I never understood that, to be honest.
It's the silliest shit in the world. Like, and you be amazed at how many of y'all, I follow y'all because I fuck with y'all and I want to be able to support y'all in certain moments. But I hate what y'all post every damn day.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the snooze button. I
What?
snooze people all the time. I will stay following, but I snoozed your posts a long time ago.
Yo, I mean, in the same picture every damn day, and you think you blessing my time? Listen, man.
Yep.
Anyway, so LeBron unfollowed Perk, but the funny thing was the tweet that Perk responded with, where he said, "Well, everybody ain't follow Jesus either,
Oh,
so I'm gonna be."
dang. We going there.
And then ever since this happened, they brought it up on the network show. Stephen A. and Perk have joked about it and got serious about it, to the effect of how LeBron handles such things, or how athletes handle things, or how when you're in these positions to constantly have to be a talking head, that you're gonna lose some friends.
Mhm.
And some people are going to get offended, and it'll be crazy because in all these situations where we see athletes go at it with these guys, who are also athletes or former athletes, or even the ones that's not, one thing that we always see is that they always say, "I've said a million great things about this person, and the one time I disagreed with him, we was at odds."
Right.
And that's just like everything else in life, but you would think that there's a camaraderie, a brotherhood, a fraternity ship, that they wouldn't have to be subjected to the same stuff that the average person goes through with people.
You would think.
You would think. But it's very strange, and it's very LeBron, but it's funny for now. And the thing is, after all of this, LeBron fuck around and follow him back or something. Like, oh, I didn't know y'all was going to make a big deal out of it. But that's another thing. How come y'all always know who unfollow who? And why does everybody care?
That is the question.
It's the biggest, like, the Shade Room has made this one of the biggest phenomenons in the world, I believe.
I do give them the credit.
And it's like, if I unfollow you, does that mean we're beefing? Does that mean I no longer like you? Shit, I had a friend of the show follow me back yesterday. I didn't know she was unfollowing me. I don't know what happened.
Oh, man, I want to know.
FS.
I'll have to connect with you offline.
She's a writer. So, yeah. But I didn't feel no type of way about it. And it's funny because she followed me back because I shared her in my stories.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if that's why, but I mean, like, right after I did that, she followed me back, and I was like, oh, shit. She follows you. She already followed me. Whatever. But I'm not tripping. Like, who knows what happened? Who knows if somebody was controlling her page? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows if she did a cleaning? Like, people go through stuff, man.
Yeah. I don't understand that either when people, like, purge their social media. It's too much energy. It's giving too much energy.
Well, that's the thing. It's based on your perception of social media. Some of these people, and you talk about mental health, right? But some of these people, they put so much on a like, a comment, a who sees it, oh my God, somebody went and told my uncle. Like, all of that type of stuff. And you're not worried about any of those things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're posting to keep up with whatever your momentum is that you're trying to build on that platform, which is usually to keep people abreast of business and to share moments.
Yeah. True.
So it's not like that deep. You're not saying, oh shit, well, when I put my ass on the camera, I get more likes. I got to do that more.
No, that's not me.
Yeah, but when you used to getting 500 likes for your ass and then you get 20, you might go into depression.
Yeah.
I don't like my ass anymore. No, we sick of seeing it every damn day. Damn, nobody no cheeks anyway. Except that married guy.
Ooh.
Anyway. Everybody's sneaky linking.
All right. Let's talk about some women's basketball.
I want to hear about it. What you know about women's basketball that I don't know about women's basketball? I'm trying to learn.
Oh. So the USA women's Olympic basketball team.
Oh, that. The girls that don't lose.
Them.
Right. They don't lose.
By the way. Ever.
They ain't into that. They don't even know what that's about.
Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the actual roster itself.
All right. So you want me to finish introducing the situation?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the USA Women's Olympic team I think the whole roster has been announced, but one thing that came out before anybody even saw the roster was that Caitlyn wasn't going to be on it.
Right.
Part of the reason of that is because they called Caitlyn ahead of time to tell her she wasn't going to be on it, so that she didn't find out publicly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of feedback as to, well, she's a rookie, and look at the girl's talent or careers compared to hers,
Mm-hmm.
which is a decent argument for 90% of the roster, which is why you pulling up the roster.
I have it up, by the way.
Maybe 70% of the roster, but you can go through the roster real quick.
Okay, so we have Ariel Atkins,
Mm-hmm.
Shakira Austin,
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah Boston,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea Gray,
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Griner,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Howard.
Wow, it's a girl named Ryan Howard. I didn't know that. All right, go ahead.
Sabrina Ionescu, Jewel
You actually
Lloyd.
said that right.
Ooh, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel Lloyd,
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Plume,
Yep, as she should.
Brianna Stewart,
Right.
Diana Taurasi,
Yep.
Asia Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Young,
Mm-hmm. That's the one that could not be on that list.
and that's it.
Oh, all right. I'm about to say it's a weird name on it, but anyway.
No, the rest were coaches. I was just making sure I didn't miss anybody.
One thing about international basketball and the women's USA team,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to win regardless. There's not a woman in the world, and I hope Asia's healthy. I see she went down yesterday, but I think she's all right. That's messing with Asia.
Facts.
DT, as a vet on her way out, is going over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which some people say you could have left her off the list, right? But DT is DT. But what I'm saying is the NBA and the WNBA has always used young or older retiring players in international play for the draw, for the marketing, for the jersey sales, to build up their future stars.
Mm-hmm.
All of those reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's happened multiple times in the NBA, more than multiple, like a lot. And it's happened in the WNBA before. So I believe that their excuse for not including her doesn't make sense. Did you hear the reason that they gave?
No, what reason did they give?
The reason was because she would get limited playing time, and they didn't want the whole story to be around how little Caitlyn is playing the game. They didn't want the distraction.
I mean, I think part of that is true. I
it's
think they
bullshit.
didn't want the distraction.
And I that was me ad-libbing.
But I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not she would get playing time. I think they don't want the distraction.
We watched
period.
Carmelo Anthony say, "Did y'all see me in the game?" when he was on the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we talking about, yo? That's a bad excuse. I don't think that's a reason. I think it's an excuse.
I agree.
And I don't like it.
But, I mean, I also don't think that it's that big of a problem that Caitlin Clark isn't on the team. Like, she just entered the WNBA league. At the end of the day, as much as this is about who is the best, it's also a political process to be chosen for the USA team.
Absolutely.
So the same way...
Anything you're being chosen for that's not directly just numbers is always a political aspect to it.
Absolutely. And the same way that the men's team didn't include our breakout young talent like Maxey or Jalen Brunson, you get the same sort of effect. The veterans who have been in the year, who have played in previous Olympics, who have been in the league, played in previous Olympics, they're going to get priority.
Two things. One, Caitlin's response was wonderful. Actually, the response that she texted her coach when she found out that she wasn't on it, or she was with her coach. I forget which one it was. And she just told her, like, now they're fueling a monster. And she just went off for 30 the other night. So, like, to be more motivated, Caitlin might be dangerous quicker than we think, man.
Yeah.
But Salute to her because she knows that she's not owed anything, right?
Right.
The opportunity to play the sport at a high level, awesome. She deserves that. The rest of that stuff is going to be what it's going to be, but I guarantee you 4 years from now it's not going to be a conversation.
No.
Now, the second thing I wanted to say was, remember they said they didn't take Isaiah Thomas to the Olympics
Yes.
because Mike didn't want him on the team?
Yes.
Is it possible
Oh, you might be onto something.
that the team itself, who seem to have a lot of veterans that are probably in that pot of people, I know at least 2 of them, are in that pot of people that see that as some resentment towards these young girls. And it might not have been decent when we say, I don't want to, if we're considering the distraction, what if the distraction is within the 12?
Right. Right.
What if they just ain't going to give her the ball? They're not going to talk to her. They're not going, you know what I mean?
Right. So why even fill up a roster spot with that?
I'm not going to translate for you or nothing. Like, and it's like, all right, so maybe we'll just let her settle in because we have 11 other people to consider.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. And I don't think it has to be all of them. I think it could be 1 or 2 strong voices.
I agree.
Because they blamed it on Mike. And if, I doubt it's Asia, but imagine it's Asia. Like, nope. Oh, well, shit.
Right.
I think you stay at home, sweetie. But
That's that.
who made a good point? I think it was Shannon Sharp made the point that with all those girls on that team that are at this point in their career more accomplished and better players than her, right?
Mm-hmm.
She still sells the most USA jerseys if she's on the team. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
That's the difference.
Yep.
The eyes, the attention. As much as like people don't watch WNBA, we find out in the semifinals and the finals what the girls is doing in the Olympic Games.
True.
If she was in it, the world is watching every game. Every game. And I think that this is a missed opportunity. But I'm over it. We good. You anything else to say about it?
No.
No retort to what I said?
No.
Mm-hmm.
All
Then
right.
agree. It's like, no.
Let's move on.
She said, I ain't agreeing with you.
So, Kyrie goes down as the first person in history, first pro athlete to sign his father to a signature shoe deal.
The first person he signed to a signature shoe deal.
That too.
I think that's amazing. I want to do it again. I don't think people realize, one, how close Kyrie and his dad are, right? Great
Right.
relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Ja Morant, Kai's dad was a hooper.
Yes.
Kai's godfather is Rod Strickland,
Mm-hmm.
a monster
Mm-hmm.
from New York. Point guard, like, man, do everything. And I think that to have power and great partnerships and be able to do something like this for your idol is phenomenal, yo. Because I would have gave my dad, nigga. You don't think I would have did this if I had some access to something like this? If I got a Puma deal tomorrow and it was like design a lifestyle situation or whatever, or, go, partner with us to figure it out, I'm making a dad shoe that's not going to look like a dad shoe.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look like something I think my dad should wear.
I also think that he is a marketing genius.
Absolutely.
So if you think about even just during the playoffs, the amount of headlines that have been about Kyrie's shoes and his shoe brand and what he's wearing in the playoffs.
Which is the lowest shoe brand in the NBA.
Yes.
As far as market value.
Yeah. But the moccasin sneakers and then signing your father while you're playing in the finals.
I think it's fire.
Big deals, huge deals. So this is just awesome. It's also just like a huge screw you to Nike for dropping him.
Yep.
It's It's kind of like anything you could do, I can do better, and watch me do it. So I'm very excited to see this. Shout out to Kyrie. Shout out to the whole Irving family.
And I got one more thing to say before we close that out.
Yeah.
Kyrie is a creative.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's a thinker. When Kyrie was with Nike, part of the reason that these new athletes that have these new shoe deals are putting out so many different styles and collaborations is because Kyrie was doing it. Kyrie was making skateboard versions of his basketball sneaker. Collaborating. You see what I'm saying? He was doing all type of stuff. The kids was wearing more Kyries than damn near everything else but Jordan. It was bad out here. Like, Kyrie had so many colorways. So now that he has this kind of power, this kind of control, and he could pace it how he wants to, he's gonna have a ball with them. He's gonna make a lot of money, and congratulations, y'all. I think it's super fire. I think that's one of the dopest stories I heard all year.
I agree.
And I think it teaches people what they can do.
Yes.
We all talk about how Giannis wouldn't sign with a certain company because they wouldn't give his brother a sneaker deal. Now you see Kyrie sign his pop.
Right.
Come on, man. What we doing out here, man? Get the power. Get the leverage. Get on your Nipsey.
Absolutely.
I like it, though. I was so excited about that, yo. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, so let's talk about Ryan Garcia.
Oh, man. This guy.
I feel like we've been talking about Ryan Garcia for probably 3 or 4 months straight.
By his own doing.
Yes, every single time. So, why are we talking about Ryan Garcia this week? Well, he recently was arrested on Saturday for felony vandalism in the Waldorf Astoria, Beverly Hills. So they are accusing him of an estimated $15,000 in damages. And yeah, what happened then is Garcia complained of a medical issue and was transferred to Cedars-Sinai for evaluation and treatment. And that was the last we heard about the situation.
Now, I don't know if this was your intention, Ryan, but that medical issue shit just gets you handcuffed to a hospital bed. It don't get you out the situation. And you done enough to try to claim insanity, but like Mace said, when you troll the way you've been trolling, they're going to believe everything that the people say about you.
Yeah. I mean, all in all, this is just an unfortunate situation. Based off of that report, it does sound like, he had some sort of drug-induced mental break where he, lashed out violently towards his hotel room.
But is it the climate that got him arrested? We talking about $15,000 worth of damage, right?
Right.
Waldorf, all those type of hotels are frequented by rock star types, Hollywood types that get ridiculous and break and destroy shit, right? Even if they don't even intend to, they might do something freaky and cause a lot of damage to something expensive, right?
Sure.
So why do they not make the headlines? I'm pretty sure that they could, 15,000, here's 25.
Because what I'm sure happened is Ryan Garcia made a scene when confronted by hotel security. Like, if he would have just been like, oh yeah, I trashed the room, my bad, here's 15,000 to make up for it, this wouldn't be a headline. But this is a headline because he created such a big disturbance that other guests were so disturbed that the hotel had to do something.
He probably ran down the hallway and seen the cops and was like, did y'all just see Javante? Grab Javante. He destroyed my room.
Well, and not only that, but if you have a fighter like Ryan Garcia, who is in a altered mental state, whether by substance or mental health issues,
you gotta put him down.
And you can't necessarily, like, regular hotel security isn't necessarily trained to handle putting him down. Like, you might need armed backup on the scene.
His hands are still fast.
Exactly. So that's my take on this situation. And, overall, his mother just died. I feel bad for the kid, and I hope he gets it together. because he has a promising career if he does.
And that mother just died piece is important,
Yeah.
right? We seen Kanye spiral ever since, right?
Facts.
So it's like, one, he's a young man, and you don't want to judge him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we could judge him in some lights, but personally, we don't know. We really don't know what's going on in this young man's head. He just, and shit, he might be snapping out because they found out that he was juicing.
Right.
So it's like, we don't know. So hopefully he'd be all right, but Ryan needs to lay low.
No, I completely agree.
He needs to go in the woods and just chop wood.
Yep.
And train the old-fashioned way and clear his mind.
Yep.
He needs to walk around barefoot every morning and evening in the woods. And just get back grounded, literally.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I hope he has people around him that he feels like he can actually trust and lean on.
So much power and so much access leads to a lot of blurred lines and confusion, though. And that's the problem.
Exactly. Like,
because if I want the best for you, I might be the first one you kick out.
Even if I came up, like, with you, if you stop doing this to take care of yourself, I'm without a job. That type of thing also comes into a play. So
yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, it's a big difference between making $25,000 and $125,000.
Right. Right.
And I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people's situation that surround boxing. You could do the same job for somebody else, but you're gonna make the regular rate.
Yeah.
And no matter how awesome you are, you need a fighter.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the color green.
Let's talk about green. Because amateur twerking sucks, by the way. SippinWitSammie, amateur twerking sucks. Tees, always available.
Mm-hmm. So,
sold one 2 weeks ago.
Josh Jacobs had a interview recently where he explained that the Eagles and the Packers will not be wearing green in Brazil. He specifically said that it was due to the color green being associated with certain gangs and the gang violence that Brazil is experiencing.
Why you got the camera on me?
My bad. However, this is not actually correct. So the truth of the matter is the Eagles versus the Packers game in Brazil is happening in a soccer stadium where the rival team wears green. So the soccer stadium itself has a no green policy, but for this particular game, it is absolutely fine for any spectator or for the teams themselves to wear green, and the NFL has clarified the statement. But not before this entire situation kind of blew up in sports media and, you know, overall. So what were your thoughts on this, Sam?
I'm just now finding out it's not true.
Oh.
Yeah, you ain't telling me that.
I assumed you knew.
I didn't know it was true.
I knew it wasn't true the first day that it came out.
See, you ain't say nothing. You seen me joking on somebody and all that. You funny. But,
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, I think that the initial story was very believable. Just because it's Brazil. And if you know anything about Brazil, you might not know nothing about no color stuff, right? But you know that they get busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
In certain parts of Brazil. Just like anywhere else in the world, but Brazil gets busy. So, it was very believable. Now that I find out about the legacy of the soccer stadium and how they run their thing, that makes sense too. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to sport and tradition and stuff like that, that makes a lot of sense. And the fact that it was on, it's a non-factor for this is like, all right, well, cool, back to regular business. But who's going to Brazil? Is any of y'all going to Brazil to watch the Eagles play the Packers? I wonder if Lil Wayne going. He a big Packers fan.
Yeah, something tells me they won't get the same type of showing that the Phillies games got in London. But
Look at you
maybe
talking
that's
heavy.
just me.
Look at you. Is that one of your topics? No. No, but all right. I'm glad nobody might not get hurt. Now, my other thought is, if this is just cleanup, and y'all just want everybody to feel safe, and it might be some underlying thing, because with a lot of these soccer towns, And just like with in America, a lot of these sports towns, the gangs take on the identity of what goes on in the arena. They wear the same colors and stuff like that. They fight over some, like, it's crazy. So we better hope nobody gets hurt wearing green.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That was my other thought, but it's not that deep. Hopefully everybody gets there safe, gets back safe, and has a great time.
Yeah, I agree.
Salute.
All right. Moving on to Stephen A. Another person that we talk about almost every week.
By his own doing.
Yes. And he has been on a tear.
He's having a blast. I think he's literally trying to pace Shannon. I think Shannon has done so much off of the show and off of the network that Steven, because he brings it up a lot, and he always says it in a form of flattering way.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, what I'm supposed to do? You see my brother, you see the great work my brother Shannon, you know what I mean? It's like all of that. Like, he always references it one way or another.
So I'm gonna need you to fill me in on this one. Because Stephen A. does so much, I can barely keep up. What is going on with Stephen A. and Will Smith?
So part of what I was just trying to explain, part of what he's doing, I feel like, he's making sure he leans into the clickbait, right? And Stephen A., throughout his career, we've known him to raise his voice and change his tone in a way that's very wrestling-like when he says things that he wants to get picked up and ran with.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yes.
And mind you, part of his brilliance, part of the reason that his voice translates and excites and entertains so many people is because of how he uses it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think on a podcast, he finds it very exciting to have his own direction he could take to be able to talk about more than sports and use these topics to move the needle literally on a digital side, right? So he went on a tirade the other day. Yesterday or the day before, he was saying Will Smith, before I go see Bad Boys 4, which would be the first Will Smith movie I never saw, if I don't go see it, you need to sit down and talk to and apologize to the black community. You owe the black community an apology. There's so many of your supporters that are confused right now and still upset, and we need clarity. Was the gist of his tirade. You know, with all the fluffing of, no, dynamic brother. I know you greatest ever. Box office master. You know, he gave him all that.
So wait, so let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So Stephen A. got on his high and mighty horse and said, you will not get this one ticket sale. One ticket sale. If you don't apologize to the entire black community, because Stephen A. is the one who gatekeeps apologies to the black community.
Farrakhan.
And he wants him to apologize because of the Chris Rock slap.
Yes. That's the thing. Mind you, he's addressed it already. I remember a red table. I don't know. But, like, it's been addressed. This is a movie that took $100 million to film and grossed over $100 million the first weekend.
Oh, light work.
There is no, while we on the Breakfast Club, while we on Hot 97, while we on Hot Ones, let me explain what I did to Chris. Yeah. And if you're saying he shouldn't have done a rollout or a movie before he gave that apology or whatever, that's this other talk you want them to have, that's very strange. And do you think that they just shot Bad Boys 4 this year?
No.
They had to take a break in production during the strike. This is a big budget film.
Yep.
You want him to tell who? Nori? On the rollout? Like, when is he supposed to have this conversation with all of these people? Grips and directors and producers and writers and...
Well, and not only that, but like, not that I speak for the black community, of course, but last I checked, the black community wasn't monolithic in figuring out where they stood regarding this particular situation. There's some black women who feel like Will Smith was correct in standing up for his wife in that moment.
Yeah, he might have gained some and lost some.
Exactly. So this is not like a black and white situation where it's so clear that Will did something incredibly wrong that he needs to give a public apology.
Well, see, that's the other dynamic too, right? And I'm glad you said that because you made me think of it. Public opinion, mainstream ideas and thought do not mold our thinking in our community.
True.
At all.
True.
Especially when it comes down to shit like why some motherfucker would get slapped or not. Think about that. How many black men you think said, well shit, nigga disrespect my woman on national TV, I ain't smacking him. What? They all said they would have smacked him damn near.
Right.
Everybody said if they was Will Smith, they wouldn't have did that.
Right.
So how much respect do we really lose when it's like, I would have did it, but I mean, you got a lot going on. You shouldn't have did it. Like, it's not that deep. That's 50-50.
At that point.
Hopefully the movie good. Because I'm going to see it at that point. It's 50-50. I'm in love with the Bad Boys franchise. We love Martin and Will.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And even if they dropped a dud or two before they got the 4, I ain't heard nothing but good shit about this one.
Yep.
I was talking to people at work that seen it, and they like, you better go see it. Man told me today something I ain't heard in years about a movie. He said, I'll go back to the movies again to see that, John.
Wow.
When we know movies go to streaming in a month or so, he said,
Right.
I'll go back to see that joint in the movies again.
That's crazy.
I heard that 8:30 this morning,
That's
to be exact.
crazy.
So it's like, and they executive produced it, I believe, or something. This is the first time that they did something that's connected to it. So the numbers and the response and the first person shooter that y'all was all impressed by from the clip, like, get them brothers a lot of credit, man. And what we do know about Hollywood, when you're a part of a franchise, even if you create the movie, write it yourself and bring it to them and they shoot it, by the third one, you don't own it anymore. You're not a part of it anymore. Unless it's Fast and the Furious or something. So this is a big deal. And it has enough momentum that we might be able to get a 5th one out of them. Even though I hear there's a lot of things alluded to that's kind of eerie, but it says it's a fly movie.
Yeah.
Say it's a fly movie. But yeah, Stephen A. cool out, bro. Like, I feel you, but I feel like you reaching.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I feel like you reaching. And I feel like it shouldn't be us to keep crucifying him. 104 million internationally means it ain't us the only ones going to go see this motherfucker.
Right.
So we shouldn't be the ones holding him back. He made a mistake. He made a mistake. You made a lot of mistakes and you misspoke a lot. You just ain't physically harm anybody, and I know it's a difference, but come on, man. Even Freud had a slip. They called it Freudian slip. Check me out.
That's not what.
I know.
Okay.
It's actually the opposite. I know.
You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Great. Let's get into some hip hop news.
Is this hip hop news?
Well, we don't have a better. Thank you. We don't have a better category to throw this into. So,
it is part of music.
On Friday, Drake joined a parody rapper, Snow Day, for a remix of the Plain White T's song Hey There Delilah, called Wagwan Delilah. It sounds exactly how you would expect it to sound. It is literally "Hey There Delilah," except with some slightly different lyrics.
There's a 40 in my jeans.
Yes. So, with that, Sam, what are your thoughts?
My bad, my nose was itching. Huh?
Oh, I don't think they heard you. Maybe one more time.
Oh. These is courtesy flushes. Every time it drop, you gotta flush again.
Boogie Mandela is laughing at us in the chat, by the way.
Boog, what up, Pippin? How you, brethren?
Yo.
You know, Boog likes you on the air, man. He said you do a great job, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Salute to Boog. He told me, he said, I'm hyped, man. He said, I be seeing K doing her thing. Yeah.
El Polito, maybe that's Lito? I don't know. He said, "Sup, boss man, how you doing?"
Yo, if that's Lito, let us know. But what's up with you either way, boss man? Boss is salute back.
Either way, yeah, that song was trash.
Yeah, that thing was...
Capital T, throw that away. I never want to hear it again.
I was so confused by it that I thought, y'all gonna laugh at this. This is why she's laughing already. I thought it was like a, you know how you do certain things like la 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 la, or like vocal exercises and things. I thought this was like a skills test. Like I set up the pattern and then you do the exact same pattern in your own way, and that was the talent to it. I didn't think it was supposed to be good. I thought it was like just an exercise type of thing.
I thought it was karaoke, like some drunk karaoke that Drake got up there with his buddy and was like, yeah, I'm going to do this song.
I knew it was a remake, but I thought it was a remake with that intention. And I think part of it was because, one, this was released as a feature, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, he wouldn't have released this during the climate right now, would he? So I'm like, maybe he just did something fun and this is supposed to be something. But it's not good.
I think this climate is exactly why he released this. He is looking at this like, I'm going to troll everybody by releasing this track next. When everybody thought I was about to drop a summer banger, I'm coming out with this first. Not that he's not going to come out with a summer banger, but this ain't it. That's for sure.
Can I tell you why this ain't it?
Huh.
Ken and Friends.
Ooh, great segue, Sam. Great segue. So,
rapping like you trying to free the slaves. Oh.
Kendrick Lamar just announced that he is going to be having a Ken and Friends concert on Juneteenth in L.A.
Rapping like you trying to free the slaves. So I'm gonna have a Juneteenth pup on your nerves. Yo, that's crazy.
So, they
my bad. My bad, Kay. I ain't mean to cut you off, you know what I'm saying? The button just be buttoning sometimes. I'm saying opening the brewski. I ain't even do that.
But yeah, so some are reading into this as another type of response to everything that was going on between Kendrick and Drake.
He is about to receive the spoils of war. That's all this is. He's going to keep running it up. The album's going to drop. All of this algorithm shit is going to benefit the one that is supposed to benefit. He is receiving the spoils of war. These are the spoils of war. We no longer rape and pillage anymore. It's not a thing. I shouldn't have said that word. But these are the spoils of war. That's what's going on right now. He capitalizing off the opportunity. He just left the label.
Yes.
And then caught this?
Yes.
He gets 40% more than he used to get. It's over.
And so some of my favorite concerts ever are artist and friends concerts when they're in their home city and they get to bring out whoever they want.
I just told somebody the Meek, they was like, I don't need to go to a Meek show. I'm like, that Meek and Friends was crazy.
Show was crazy.
I'm like, are you crazy? Friday was out there with a 60-piece choir. Are you crazy?
Yeah. So I just want people to realize like the magnitude that this is. This is going to be an amazing situation. If I lived anywhere near LA, my ass would be there. But unfortunately, we are on the East
Well,
Coast.
they saying this ain't for y'all. They saying this ain't for y'all. They say it's Juneteenth, it's Kendrick, even though we know that's bullshit. But they been saying it ain't for y'all. How you feel about that?
That's fine.
Doesn't bother you?
No, it's fair enough. It's Juneteenth. Like, that's fair to say.
I dig it, and I respect you for that. And I knew that would be your response because you're not one of them kind of people that think that everything has to apply to you or be for you. You understand that, you know, some shit is just what it is.
But I'm gonna catch the live stream though.
And I wouldn't tell you not to go either. If you said you had opportunity to go have fun, man. Cause you wouldn't offend nobody anyway. You good. But it's on a Wednesday because Juneteenth is on a Wednesday.
Mhm.
So that makes it difficult also. But did you hear about the fucking waiting list on the first day?
No. What's that like?
After they announced it, they had 100,000 people waiting to buy tickets.
100,000?
100,000 people.
Now,
This was days ago.
is this like a?
It's at the Forum. I don't think the Forum holds 100,000.
No, I was gonna say, is this
So it's
like
sold out already.
a Ticketmaster situation where people are buying the tickets just to run them up and then like resell them the way they did Taylor Swift?
It's quite possible, but if Ticketmaster, what's going on with Ticketmaster now, which is part of the reason we had the conversation a couple weeks ago, if they don't benefit, they're not making it possible for you to do that.
Right.
They're doing it themselves. They're the scalpers.
Yep.
That's what's going on. So no, it's probably not that. It's probably limited to how many you can get, or certain accounts are probably exempt. You know what I'm saying? From past transactions and stuff like that. Like if they don't need your money, they ain't gonna take it. 100,000 people who wanted to buy tickets to this motherfucker already, and that was 2 days ago.
Whew.
So it's sold out already.
Go ahead, Kendrick. Good for you.
All the personalities that I've been seeing saying that they going, I've been looking at them like, you might not.
You might not got a ticket.
Oh, and the funny thing, Punch told Maul don't come.
Ooh.
Punch told Maul, man, nah, man, you might come choke out Kendrick or something, man. What's wrong with you?
I mean, the way that he's been caping for Drake, he shouldn't go.
But he was hyped to go, though.
I bet.
We gonna be all right. We should put that on the board. That's crazy, man. But I got a couple things I want to add to the board anyway. We gonna keep it spicy.
Fair enough.
I got buttons on here I don't even be using though, but we gonna get to them. They
Well,
situational.
While we're talking about the Drake Kendrick situation, some more news came to light recently.
I'm listening.
So Drake had accused Elliot Wilson
K-Cam.
of being the the one leaking information to Kendrick that led to the diss tracks.
Oh, that's why he sent in the rat emoji.
That's why he sent him the rat emoji.
Okay.
So, did you hear this?
I didn't know that was the reason. I heard Elliot Wilson on the JBP talking about how he didn't want to say it at first because he said saying it was like being the rat that it said he was, right?
Right.
But he said like, yeah, when the shit happened, Drake sent him something specific, and when he finally said, he said it was a rat emoji.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, why would he send you a rat emoji? Like, what did you do? Like, Elliot Wilson does great journalism, and then he complains when he doesn't get the big interview sometimes. And a lot of the times, Drake has been part of that, or the couple times, you know, it's been a handful of times, and probably two of them was Drake related. You see what I'm saying? So, but what? I don't get it.
And my question with this is, does Elliot Wilson have the type of access to be that leak? Because he's a media personality. Like, if he had information, it's liable to come out at any point. Why would you need to feed it to the enemy?
If you believe Elliot has that type of access, then we have to believe Kendrick when he says you have a mole in your camp. Because he shouldn't. And I'll do you one better. Years ago, when Ye and Jay-Z made the Thrones, there was a briefcase with all the files in it. It was damn near handcuffed to somebody's wrist. Like, nobody got to leave with them files. You had to come to the hotel. There was only 3 people that was privy to be able to touch them. Like, what are you talking about? This is high level shit. If you're not treating it like such in the digital age, in the age where you could walk past somebody and they could probably read your whole laptop, then you bugging.
Right.
That's a leak on your side. If Elliot's able to do that, then that's your fault. It's not Elliot's fault, and that's not even Elliot's style.
Yep.
He's not into that. He didn't come up as a DJ trying to get the exclusive and willing to get kidnapped over it. That's not Elliot's life. And he a grown ass man. So I think that's weird, because I think as much as he values, I think he complains about the interviews he doesn't get because he values them and he knows that he could add something to the situation if he was able to talk to these people. I don't think that he wants to sacrifice that out of spite. I think he still thinks like I could probably still get them. These are moody artists.
Yeah.
I can get them back. So I don't think Elliot would do that. And I think if Elliot has that access, it's not his fault.
I mean,
and he ain't had to, and I bet you he ain't go looking for it.
But I think the fact that, and I don't know if this is fact, but I think the idea that Drake is trying to locate who the leak is or figure out what leaked.
See what I'm saying?
Or is even sending a rat emoji to Elliot Wilson, regardless of what it's about. Like, that just kind of
like Elliot ain't in his living room.
Yeah, it feeds into the whole narrative that, you were lying on the track where you said that the information was planted.
This is what I'm saying. Like, that's my point. We gotta believe Kendrick at this point if you treat Elliot Wilson like this.
Right. That's where I'm at with it.
That's how I feel, man. Any comments?
Boogie Mandela said he was late and he was trying to figure out what song we were talking about, but he figured it out. He's good.
Yeah, my bad, bro. Wagwan Delilah.
Yeah. He saw it on the image.
Crazy, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. You know what, Bug? I'd have rather you remade that song. You'd have put a twist on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure he could actually do something fun with it.
Yeah, like, I'd have rather Bug. No bullshit. I just thought of that. I'd have rather you try to do something crazy with that and give it your sauce. Because it wasn't even no spice on it.
No, there was zero spice.
That shit was bland, man.
Very.
I ain't like it. I ain't understand it.
Absolutely.
I tried to give him a benefit of the doubt because he's great. That was weird. Like,
let's go here. Method Man Summer Jam. Why don't you introduce this one, Sam?
all right, so while we was all ranting, raving, partying, excited about the Roots picnic, which was phenomenal this year from what I'm hearing, and from what I've seen, because I watched a lot of the main performances, Method Man and Redman came out on the Summer Jam stage for Hot 97.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after their departure, probably the next day, Method Man said that that would be his last Summer Jam. That the gap in the crowd and him and where they're at is too large, and he doesn't want to keep doing it. And then today he put out a statement saying that what he said was not a knock to the fans or Summer Jam. It was a personal thing that he had to come to terms with. Right?
Okay.
But it offers a lot of good questions. One, Summer Jam is, in the last 2 or 3 years, been nothing. It's been a shell of itself. And the hype that has been going on that makes it seem like it hasn't been, has been because of the moments. When you get who Cardi brought all the women out on stage that year, and Hip Hop 50. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The moments have been carrying it. But Method Man and Redman came out there doing the Rock Wilder, and that reception wasn't what it's supposed to be. Nowhere in America. And it's a younger crowd. Cool, we get it. There's a lot of other things going on that weekend too. A lot of the more mature crowd might have been at the Roots picnic, actually.
I think so.
But it's crazy that Method Man 1 has to go through this.
Yeah.
Feeling like this, whether it's true or not. Right?
Mm-hmm.
2, High 97 caught another strike because Rosenberg went on a rant for days about not wanting Sleepy Hollow and Chef G to come to Summer Jam after they were scheduled to perform at Summer Jam because they stood on stage with 45. What actually happened was one of them said he just couldn't make it, and the other one had a hard time getting in and just he got in and never made it to the stage. So there was a lot of energy from that young drill local crowd that was skeptical about if the guys that they even bought their tickets for was going to be there. So he might have got caught in the middle of that too. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, these two youngins, as many charges as they may hold against them, you know what I mean? They have the pulse of a lot of the city and the youth. And Rosenberg has taken another opportunity to drown out voices and fight for his agenda in a way that I don't even think the station agrees with. And they tried to clean it up before and after. They explained what happened and all of that, and it wasn't his fault, and he doesn't have that kind of power, and he would never do that. And nobody believes him. And that's what matters. You think when your name is Old Man Ebro, and you hold the opinion of a Rosenberg, you think these kids is listening to your cleanup?
Nope.
So that's what happened. But shout out to Red and Meth, greatest performers you ever gonna fucking see in your life. They on the list, especially as a duo. I've seen it in person. I've been at a lot of concerts, yo. Man, we was talking, my sister and I, I'm like, damn, I went to that one too. Mm-hmm. Like, we was at the Janet Jackson, the MC Hammer. Like, I've been to everything, yo.
Even in the last, like,
DMX, multiple
5
times.
years.
Oh, I've
been
to
a
everything
lot
in the last
of
5
concerts.
Years. Yeah, it's been a little bit, it sped up in the last 5 years, but it has been part of my lifestyle for a long time to just always go to the live events. I was always one of them people to be in a spot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We never had an excuse not to, and we always had a plug on tickets or something. So, and I love live shit. Nowadays it's different though, because I can't go to a live concert without studying.
Right.
And that, I be having to like pinch myself out of that shit sometimes. Like, bro, just enjoy the show. Stop watching every little behind the scene thing that nobody else is supposed to be paying attention to. But it is what it is. I know too much. Once you stage manage, perform, host, you just be knowing too much. It be like, oh, that's what y'all don't even dig what just happened right there. But go ahead, where we at? Boogeyman Della know about that.
Let's talk about Bun B.
Can we talk about my Bun brother? My brother Bun? Yeah, that's better. My brother Bun. Y'all keep the last one though. Whatever. I'm a grown ass man, dog.
Alright, so recently Bun B was the victim of a home invasion.
It's not recent. It's like 2019.
Okay. That's still recent.
All right. My bad.
Within the last 5 years.
That's my fault. My bad.
Bun B was the victim of a home invasion where both him and his wife were at home. And armed would-be robbers entered the home, and Bun B then defended himself and shot one of the assailants, I guess is the proper term. One of the assailants, and now the case is going to court. They caught both of the people who allegedly did the crime, and Bun B testified in the court case, identifying the person who he shot, who had broken into his house. So there's a lot of feedback that's going on. People are saying that Bun B is a snitch because he testified and things to that nature. So I personally think that calling him a snitch is absolutely ridiculous. I think that Bun B is absolutely within his right to testify. And if he didn't testify, his own freedom could be at risk in this situation. So at the end of the day, he was protecting his wife, he was protecting his home, and his property and freedom. So I see no issue with him testifying in this case.
I'll do you one better. I saw the Breakfast Club interview when he sat down and talked about it very shortly after it happened.
Okay.
First of all, shout out Bun B and his wife Queenie. That's her name. Traumatic situation. And it's crazy because I know a lot of these stories where this was the situation. That man was upstairs on the toilet. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody came through the door. His wife screamed and alerted him, and then I believe led them to the garage. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to save him. But whatever she did in that moment, in those split seconds that happened, put him in a position to fire and strike one of the assailants, right?
Mm-hmm.
They run out. He has enough sense not to chase because he has a legal firearm. And something just happened at his residence. And if he chases this guy and hawks him down, he's not going to be able to get away with it because he's going to have to shoot him in his back. And that's not what you're allowed to do with your legal firearm.
Yep.
So this is an instance of where, thank God, everything went in there fucking the best way it could possibly go for their situation, right? Devastated that that woman had a pistol to her head. Right? But the intention, whatever they came to do or get, didn't happen. Then Bun sits on a stand as a business owner, millionaire, and licensed gun owner, and emotionally recounts this same story that he's already basically told publicly on Breakfast Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about victims of trauma having to relive the trauma while they are going through trying to get the person prosecuted. All the time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
He's showing the trauma. He's telling you we had to move because my wife wasn't trying to sleep there no more. She couldn't do it. Not she wasn't trying to. I want to be specific. She couldn't sleep there anymore. It's traumatic for me and her. Probably more so her, but maybe equally. We don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you idiots say that he's snitching. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense. And Bun is a grown man that's been through and survived a lot. You got to realize this is a rapper that is considered a street rapper that has traveled the world for a majority of his life. And if you know anything about anything, outnumbered is outnumbered. He's probably been through a lot of shit. But it didn't involve that happening to his wife.
Right.
And he don't owe the streets nothing at this point. He's actually giving y'all so much that no matter what he does, y'all should give him a pass because he groomed y'all and raised y'all. And taught y'all how to be thorough. What he did was thorough. It comes with the territory of being a grown man and a legitimate citizen. He make all his money off of all the money that y'all claim y'all put in his pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much of that he got to get in taxes?
Mm.
I can't tell what happened in my living room?
Right.
Are you fucking crazy?
Right.
Like, I don't even understand how that makes sense. You supposed to make the system work for you even when you a street nigga. And I ain't talking about telling. But he's not that. He's far removed. And half of y'all, most of y'all have no idea if he ever did any of the shit he rapped about. I wouldn't have Bun B in the crumb. But at the same time, this man is a legitimate father, businessman, and a husband. And he did what he was supposed to do. And that's I can't see it no other way. It's very weird that y'all put that thing next to his name. He one of the last ones.
Right.
Y'all got plenty of them y'all been ignoring. Don't do that to Bun. Is y'all crazy? He got a case going on with Trillburger and all of that, man. I wish him the best with that. Hopefully everything's on the up and up with that. We shouldn't even be talking about this outside of being happy that motherfucker got 40 years.
Right.
Because the way you kind of introduced it, I don't know you right. He got sentenced. 40 years. And it's not easy to, and y'all don't even know if those tears, because for the people that's talking about the tears, come from the trauma directly or come from sitting across from a black man and having to put him down. He might be thorougher than you think in the situation. Rugerant, I'm over it.
Crypto Crazy said, take that.
Yeah, you can diddy all you want. That's Bun B. Nah, all love. But no, I hate that shit, man. Don't do that to that man. That's crazy. And I'm sure he used to the bullshit, so he not deep on it like we are. But I just don't like that. It shows you how many opinions can be built by idiots and ran with. And it applies to so much stuff, and we in a political climate right now. It's scary as hell, yo. It's very scary. Don't put that on that man. Don't put that on nobody. But he ain't even do that. He did his job. When you bust your gun, you gotta stay there and call the cops and tell them you bust your gun. It's legal. What do you think comes after that?
Right.
Stop being stupid all your life.
You ready to move on?
Yeah. Told you I was done. I was waiting on you.
No, you weren't.
I actually was.
All right, so Rock Nation announced that they are starting a $300 million school voucher campaign in Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia, to help to provide scholarships for kids in grades K through 12 in low-income households so that they can attend one of the city's array of private schools.
Do you know how beautiful that just sounded, yo?
Now,
that was hard.
There's a little more to it than what you think. So the program itself is called the Pennsylvania Award for Student Success, PASS for short. It's also known as Senate Bill 757, and this is a legislation aimed at increasing education opportunities for underprivileged youth attending the state's lowest performing public schools. The issue, and
I already heard it.
Jay-Z came under fire for proposing this fund. The issue here is that private schools and public schools have been kind of pitted against each other when it comes to access to resources, particularly through legislation like this one. Instead of creating a budget to improve public schools in Philadelphia, they create a voucher program for students to attend private schools, which, encourages and increases the disparity between these schools themselves, and, contributes to the cycle of poverty and keeping folks poor. So while this legislation sounds great on paper, critics are definitely upset by the announcement. So first I wanted to see if you had heard that side of it, and what your thoughts are about this proposal and the fact that Rock Nation is behind it.
I hadn't heard that side of it, but even with that side, I need to know a little bit more, yo. Because the disparity that I heard from the gate was take the smarter kids out of the public schools and put them in private schools, which ultimately messes up the ratio and the percentage when it comes to testing and scoring for these individual schools. It also adds to that hierarchy or disparity that has been going on in Philly for a while, like in Pennsylvania. I don't think people realize, like, the public league used to play against the Catholic league for a championship game and shit like that. Like, things used to go on that don't go on anymore because the talent in the public league got so good that it removed the hierarchy from the private and the Catholics. You see what I'm saying?
I think part of the other frustration here is,
Yeah,
again, going back to the politics. This is a Republican-backed legislation. This is something that, definitely falls upon party lines. Democrats usually lean more towards, or I'm sorry, did I say Republican-backed?
Yes.
I meant Republican-backed. Okay.
Yeah.
Democrats lean towards investing in the public school system, whereas Republicans lean towards privatization of schools in general.
Can both not exist?
Well,
in this situation, because this is legislation. I'm actually trying to be clear.
Both systems of schooling have existed for a long time. However, because public schools already have their fund of tax-paying, citizens, an allocation from city governments, typically public schools are not given these same types of opportunities when it comes to this $300 million injection of funds from other students. And
that's
there's
why
also
Kev's donation was specific.
There's also the criticism that how much is sending one of these students to a private school really going to help them in the long run in terms of their future. Even if you go to a private school, if you still grow up in one of these Philadelphia communities that are not great, you're still going to be subject to the same types of temptations outside of that school. So there's definitely critics that, say that this is also not enough. And if you've been in public school and you get sent to one of these private schools when you're almost done, you may not be equipped with the skills to be able to, perform at the same type of level that you need to in one of these private schools. So there's also that criticism as well.
I don't like any of that one. That whole list, that last list you gave of why it's not going to be a good thing, I disagree with. I think that no matter what happens, right, when you put people in a different environment, in a more strenuous situation, everybody's not going to make it. Some people are going to fall through those cracks, but they might fall back to where they're supposed to be or where they need to be to get where they need to go in life. Might be their neighborhood school again, right? But at the same time, to say like, well, they wouldn't be equipped enough or they wouldn't this, that, and the third, this is a challenge that them and their families are going to have to take on. And a lot of people have succeeded through such. The storyline that's in ATL, when he talks about his homie that went to the other school and played golf and all of that, that's a real thing in our community where some of our best friends get an opportunity to go elsewhere. And they're successful. And even if they wind up back with us at some point, whether that's in school, high school, or college, they're bringing a different kind of conversation and energy to the community. I think that to restrict that based on those things doesn't make sense to me. I think that the argument about how much more and more and how much is enough and all of that, no, it's never enough. Not for this community, not for these communities, not for communities like the one in my city. It's never enough. There has to be more. That's why I asked if multiple things could exist in this situation. Like, does this legislation going through mean that the Democrats' plan to invest into the public schools can't?
For the most part, yes.
And that's where the problem lies. And that's where the confusion is, because ultimately, something has to happen. Somebody has to interject or inject something into this situation very soon and very largely. 300 million is exciting because it's 300 million. But we also have the soda tax in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. That was supposed to go to schools, right? And I don't know what the hell happened with that. So it's like all of this stuff seems crazy. So when you attach a Rock Nation to it, I know what they're doing. They're making it appeal to our community. But the reason that Rock Nation appeals to our community is because it's a brand we trust. We believe that 300 million will be overseen. That's the problem. All of these things they pass something for public schools. We just seen public schools lose millions of dollars and couldn't figure out how they lost it. Philadelphia School District, we seen it a few years ago. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's like politics to the ghetto. No matter what y'all do, I'm gonna be broke. So if y'all say y'all adding something, I'm gonna celebrate it. I don't know the logistics of it. And I don't know that the fact that you say that this is not better than that makes a difference when that never really gets to us. So put some more kids in Catholic and I've been in private, public, and Catholic school in Philadelphia. Ask me if it's a difference.
Is there a difference?
Absolutely. My perspective on life, especially going into college, was way different than it would have been if I just remained amongst the people that I grew up in the neighborhood with. And that's the thing. Neighborhood schools are usually neighborhood schools unless they have certain programs, and a lot of those programs are being cut. But there's magnet schools and there's schools with magnet programs, and they might accept kids from other places. But ultimately, if you in a school outside your neighborhood, you probably did something to wind up there. If it's not a program. So you think the way that you've been thinking. You see what you've been seeing. It takes into you an adult to realize, like, yo, we be tripping. I be tripping. Philly crazy. Like, you don't even dig all of that. You just go with it. You just go with it. These kids are having riots in their schools. It's different.
Alright.
Eastside High all over the city.
Are we going to battle rap next?
We can.
I mean, they're your topics.
Some of these are yours. Don't do that.
No, these are both yours.
Oh, both of the battle rap topics?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to call my boy?
Yeah, call your boy.
Alright. We can start with Noam. Oh.
Let's start with J2.
Yeah, start with that. You know what's going on?
No.
So,
Yo, SippinWitSammie, what's the deal?
ain't now you got time to talk?
Always for you, my nigga.
Alright, we gonna skip that and go right to the C Cash joint.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you was good before we locked in. And it's crazy because of what we was about to go to, but it's all good.
I'm mobile, but, you know.
Nah, you good. Long as you on the phone, we good. So now your picture is on the screen. So you had a battle this weekend, right? C Cash, by the way. The C Cash for y'all, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I did have a battle.
What went on, man? I ain't getting no updates and no highlights, man.
It was a good job.
Who you battled?
Energy. I battled Boss Status, which was initially this battle was booked on bill collector Audacity card, but he had a situation with one of his kids, so he couldn't make it.
I remember that.
So I think the battle went good as far as both of us having clean material. But I think I definitely won the battle. He didn't do anything like out of the ordinary, like anything standoutish. He had a couple moments, I believe, but I had a bar in there about him and his friend, which is Yo Boy Peanut. Bags and Bodies guy. If everybody don't know who he is or whatever, but
Peanut, I seen Peanut at that event I went with you for the Gates.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a gatekeeper as well. So
I think he thought I was a battle rapper. He kept staring at me. Anyway.
He had a bar. I had a bar like when I view this bull status, I don't see much. Off cam, he a fan. No, he not so G'd up. I never seen this nigga get a bag or a body. He ain't snapping. He be snacking. Get off Yo Bull Peanuts. So when I said that, and I dumped like a, like a little sleeve size, normal standard package of peanuts. Like I kind of like dumped that towards him, like all on the floor and shit.
Salted, unsalted, honey roasted.
I think they was salted.
Salty nuts. Ah! See what I did there? No, but
Everybody's gonna remember that part of the battle for sure.
because you dumped nuts on the floor. Did you sweep afterwards?
But I dumped nuts on the floor in front of Yo Boy Peanut and him. So it's like.
So who had to clean it up?
I actually did.
As a gentleman or as a...
Yeah, as a gentleman, because the next guys was about to battle. And,
all right, because that might have lost you the battle because you sweat.
Nah, I ain't sweeping until it was a good amount of time.
This nigga created his own mess.
Yeah, it was a good amount of time after the battle, so it was like at least 5-10 minutes after, so it wasn't like right after I said the shit.
This a one rounder?
But, yeah, it's a one rounder, but he did good. Like he did have a little turbulence. I can hear from me being a rapper and knowing how it go. He had a little turbulence, but
he came across clean.
Nasty. Yeah, he came across pretty clean.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference. Now, you texted me, and congratulations, by the way. Good job. Go out, kill shit, come home safe. You know my motto.
Right.
But you texted me earlier about something, man.
Oh, about...
I swear.
Oh, yeah.
You just found that joint?
No, I didn't just find it, but I had threw a couple of Leah Jones on my playlist, just like I be like putting shit together to listen to, and I be riding around.
I appreciate it.
And I heard that I was listening to that Jones. But I like the record and shit. Yeah, I swear, John, I like that Jones. I know that's what you be saying.
That's why I said
you sound like a freaky ass Gucci man because you was talking about all types of
crazy
sexual in your windows and shit like that.
Bro, what I always say, man, when it come to partying, I could talk about a billion nights. I could do a party track every day.
Right.
I done it. But no, like, one, I appreciate that. First of all, we talking about I Swear by SippinWitSammie, or I think it's under SippinWitSammie.
Sam Malone.
It's under Sam Malone, I Swear.
Yeah.
Before the Sippin' joint, I Swear it was what niggas always wanted to hear, or Heads Up, or the joint I had with Gio. So, like, I Swear became, like, a thing at one point. That's why it ain't never went nowhere. Plus, like,
right.
I kind of speak that way. Like, the shit I talk about, I'm being 100. Like,
right. I already know.
yeah, so it was just a thing. But I appreciate the love, bro. I appreciate you adding me to the playlist and all that. I'm on C Cash playlist. I'm a ball.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, I listen to a lot of music, right? So
I know
it's imperative for me to listen to the niggas I'm around that's like actually doing this shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I got friends that's in certain places with that shit that I listen to. That it's an honor to be like, yo, that's my homie too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm listening to his shit, but I'm not just like a fan. Like, this my homie, so it's always all love with that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I appreciate that. You seen a new video from Killer and what's the name, right?
Yeah, for sure. I posted in my story a couple times.
Yeah, man. Niggas show love. They had the set looking right in that joint.
They definitely did.
Damn, K, look it up. What is it? What's the name of the song?
It's called... I forget exactly what it's called. It's called something.
Damn, it's a good one, too. But it's Prezi.
The title?
It's Prezi and Killer Kells. And the title of the song is... Damn, I forgot the name of the song.
I'm trying to go to Prezi's IG right now.
We about to look it up. But they spitting on that joint. They spitting on that joint. The hook is crazy. And they showed us a lot of love, yo.
Right.
So shout out to Prezi and shout out to Killer Kells. Prezi actually came through and did an interview. Check it out if you ain't see it. They actually shot the footage in tandem with the interview. So it ran smooth and we had a great time, man. We had a great time. That's what it's all about. Huh?
I said it looked like y'all did.
Yeah, man. You see me, I was in there acting crazy. I was having fun.
Right.
It's crazy.
A lot of cameos lately. Pop my shit. You in the joint with Prezi. You've been getting a lot of cameos.
Bro, I'm in a lot of Philly videos on the low, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, now that you know me, you gonna start... once in a while you gonna see some shit. You gonna be like, that's fucking Sammie. Like that's, bro. I've been in a lot of
honorable mentions.
Honorable mention. That's why I was mad I couldn't remember because I'm like, it's some award shit. So Prezi, Killer Kel, honorable mention. Check it out.
Also, we got a comment from Puff Daddy. He said, I got a party in Miami tonight. Y'all invited.
Yeah, if I only had a jet.
That's love.
I appreciate you, though.
His name Puff Daddy?
Yep.
Speaking of videos I've been in, though, shout out to Gretchen, man. Gretchen Emery Band. They just dropped a new visual, or they're dropping it soon. I think I'm actually got the exclusive visual, but...
No, it's out.
It's out? Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
It's on YouTube.
It's one of their biggest records. It's a record that's very, very personal to them as a group, and Gretchen for sure. But the bridge visual just dropped, and I watched it, and I spotted me in the motherfucker. I'm like, oh.
I saw me too.
I spotted me.
No, it was funny because the way the video is very slow, and there's a lot of B-roll, but they cut back and forth to a live. They cut back and forth to a live show that we actually produced and recorded. You killing my stream.
Oh my bad.
That we recorded and that we was at. So I saw that they was showing clips from that room, but I didn't know if I was necessarily gonna wind up in the clips because it's a lot of cutaways.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that they got what they were looking for. I'm glad they finally dropped the visual for it. I know their audience is ecstatic about it. And they just went out of state and recorded a few songs in a legendary studio that I can't remember the name of. So congratulations to Gretchen Emery Band and everything they got going on. They bodied the last festival that I stage managed that Kay actually did all of the groundwork for. And then left there and went somewhere else the same day, and I'm sure did the same thing. So we always support Gretchen. Gretchen always supports us.
Yes.
Man, love Gretchen.
She's been booked and busy recently.
That's super dope.
No, it's fire, man. I'm in a blessed position to know some awesome people.
And I was in the studio. Yesterday too.
With who?
I was with Boss Beneficial and his couple of his homies. WAP 5-Star. He's an affiliate of WAP 5-Star is an affiliate of Young M.A. He young boy, but he doing his thing coming from West Philly and all of that. But Boss Beneficial, man, he somebody to look out for. It's actually a connection I made through my little brother, cousin or whatever, which is like blood to me as well now because of, the situation. But yeah, man, I'm gonna take him under the Never Not Working wing and show him some stuff. Try to help him push him through this thing.
That's what's up.
Getting some traction.
So y'all got some good work done?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got a remix. We got a remix to this record I got on my project called Network called Steppin'. He jumped on that one, and I'm trying to get another feature on it as well, just for the remix aspect. You feel me? And then I just did another record. Matter of fact, remember that beat that crazy up tempo joint that Ace had played for us when we was in the studio, and then he played the other record, which became Fill My Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that joint. It's gonna be called Meet and Greet. That joint, I just finished that. Well, my verse and my hook, so I might be doing a feature on that one too. Might be somebody, somebody in the gang. Might be somebody outside the gang. Who knows?
Might be me. Oh, my bad.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
No, whatever makes sense, man. You know how I play.
Yeah, but
I'll go on there and just say yup and sit back down. You know me.
For sure. But yeah, so that felt good.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad that you're working, man. I like it, man. You doing your thing, man. You building momentum. You running your marathon.
I appreciate it, man. I'm definitely trying my hardest too. And I ain't gonna lie, this month kind of hard because little bro birthday is on the 19th, and he will be 27 this year.
Right.
So it's made 4 years that he been going, and it's like funny. It's kind of ironic to me that I get this young energy around me again.
Right. I know what you mean.
and it's somebody that directly knew my little brother and hung around him and, and fellowship with him. So it's almost like his spirit.
Just be
But
careful. Just be careful. Know that make sure he know loyalty as much as you think he should.
no, for sure, for sure. But it's crazy, like he the same age as bro was when he passed and shit.
Crazy. I mean, and I seen that happen before, man. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah,
Every man on his own merit though.
yeah.
But
But
no,
that's the goal for us anyway, is as somewhat of elders, and I mean out here in this game or whatever, like trying, in our own way, try to shape the universe a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
shout out Son of the 215. Shout out Lovely Lay Beach. Shout out Rhythm HB. The list is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I know,
The list is crazy.
I know.
The list is crazy. But no, we in a blessed position to do so. So I'm proud of you for doing what you do, bro.
Yeah, same to you, bro, for sure.
But I'm gonna let you go and we gonna get back to these topics. You ain't that important.
Man, you already know I'm gonna be in the comments, baby.
My
I
nigga.
am that important.
You are. I'm just fucking with you. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Sammy. You already know. Hi, Kay.
Hey.
And say what's up to the family for me. Love y'all.
Always. Same here, bro. Got you.
Alright.
All right, one.
Oh man, give it up for my man C Cash, man. I don't think I think I always say we in a privileged position, right? But with that, I think a lot of people don't realize what momentum looks like. They have to, how people be like, they don't want to support you until everybody else supports you. I don't think people know what building and growing and laying your seed down the right way type of things look like. And the people that we talk about and talk to on a regular basis, and along with C Cash, he's one of them. That's what they doing. They are building their momentum at their own dime, expense, energy, and they doing it at a high level. So you gotta support that, man. You gotta support that. As much as I fuck with Cash, he's working,
Mhm.
and being a great father at the same time. So, because Father's Day coming up, I can't not say it. But no, awesome brother. Where we going now?
I guess we gotta go back to J2.
Let's go to J2. I hate that his part was surrounded by J2, but I apologize, bro. It is what it is. It's where we was at.
All right.
So what happens is, right, Verb goes in spaces and says J2, it's weird to even say it. J2 is in physical relationships with quite a few battle rappers.
Okay.
J2 actually responded on camera. He mentioned it in a podcast that was on OnlyFans. Let's start, right? So it's a sexual podcast. So the question was asked, and he basically said, yes, it's happened before, right?
Okay.
So the interview, when he's explaining himself, he says, I'm not here to out nobody or do no weird shit like that, is a quote.
Mhm.
He says, but what's crazy to me is, let's say generously, there's only 800 battle rappers. He said, you think the only ones that's gay is the ones that say they are?
No.
And I, simply put, hell no.
Right.
But when everything about, first of all, hip hop is bravado. So battle rap is super duper quadruple bravado, right?
Mhm.
So you kind of don't even account for it. Like J2 coming in and being open and honest about whatever he wants to do was a thing that people thought was going to hold J2 back. And in some ways it may have, but he's so talented. He's been getting the battles he's won. And he did bags and bodies and all of that shit. Done tournaments, right?
Mhm.
So it's he's fire regardless. And one thing he always said when he came into battle rap was that he didn't come in here to be that bull. he's not going to take what y'all say about his sexuality or how y'all treat him personally, and he'll never be somebody, and this is out of his mouth, that if y'all get into it, says it's a hate crime because he considers himself a man first.
Right.
So, I think he's pretty consistent in his approach of, I just want y'all to stop being stupid and acting like some of y'all favorites might not be the ball. But at the same time, it's not my position to be the one to tell y'all who's who. And I think that that's strange but fair to say. Because he's playing the safest role he could play in his position. And it seems to be genuine. Because I ain't going to lie, that would be his downfall. We wouldn't be saying, yo, he killed that. No more. What do you think? You quiet?
I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. Like, who didn't know that J2 probably fucked some folks in battle rap?
Nobody wanted to think about it, Kay. I think that's probably more the point than whether he has or hasn't.
Well, it is what it is.
At this point, it is.
Yeah. I don't have much to say.
It's been brought up, talked about, and confirmed. So it is what it is, man. But
Yep.
I ain't here to speculate.
All right.
I know some battle rappers, but...
Let's move on.
Is this a K topic? Oh, Sam topic.
All right. So, there was a graduation ceremony where a father went onto the stage and shoved the superintendent before his daughter was able to shake his hand at graduation. Additionally, the father was white. The superintendent was black. It did not look good at all. So I did do a little bit of extra research into this. It turns out that the father had pre-existing issues with said superintendent regarding some specific policy.
Over bullying.
Over bullying, yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And so that's what precipitated... I'll get there. Precipitated this entire encounter. But yeah, the video looks nutty and the daughter looks shaken. She doesn't know what to do about it. She just kind of freezes and stands there and is like, why is my dad on stage? Did he really just push him out of the way?
Why is my moment now his?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
I think that this is one of them joints, and I ain't gonna vouch for that. It's possible he ain't got no picks, but I doubt that that's the situation. I feel like he knew who he could put his hands on. This man was a professional. He was at a professional capacity. This is a commencement ceremony, which is one of the biggest things of whatever situation you're attached to if you're in that position, right? Mm-hmm. And when he... I'm laughing because it damn near... He didn't say it, but it felt like he said, unhand me.
Yo.
But he handled it very diplomatically, right? Mm-hmm. Where he should have got bounced out of there, whether I did it or the constituents next to me, because why am I being assaulted on a stage?
Right.
Right?
Which ultimately he was escorted off of school property, but it did not make the scene that it should have made.
Did you hear the word bounce?
No.
I said he should have been bounced.
Yes.
But right after that, we hear that the black gentleman had a restraining order out. He was approved for a restraining order against the father. Later, we found out that the father was identified and arrested.
Yep.
What do you think's going to happen?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh shit! I didn't know you was gonna say that. Something has to happen because it's a national story.
No.
No,
No.
because I think like this one of those situations where they give him a light slap on the wrist and then later on they take it away, or he gets off of whatever punishment early. I feel like it's one of
Sure.
those.
Maybe.
I feel like it's one of those.
I think he'll get a fine or some community service.
I hope he loses his job.
I feel like this to me just like screamed they're in the South. So probably not.
But it's wild. Like you just walk that man off the stage. Like what's wrong with you? That's kidnapping.
Yeah. That was crazy.
What is it? 4 feet beyond my will? 3 feet? Like that's kidnapping. Don't touch me. I got the right to monkey flip you. Stupid. That's crazy. Now I feel like I'm from the Bronx. Alright, what we doing?
So, one of my topics. I wanted to talk about a summer movie roundup. Summer is the most popular time for new movie releases. And this summer has quite a few big names, starting, of course, with Bad Boys 4, which just came out, or is about to come out.
It's out.
It's out, okay. So, the graphic has anticipated release dates, so obviously they're a little off at this point. But also set to come out this summer, Inside Out 2, Despicable Me 4, Twisters, which is a remake of the original Twisters film, Deadpool, Alien, Beetlejuice. So it's set to be quite a impactful summer, especially coming off of the writer strike and then the actor strike that happened back in 2022 and 2023. So, what are you most excited to see this summer, and are you going to be taking a trip to the movies?
Did you say Aliens and Beetlejuice?
Yes, Beetlejuice is coming out sometime in the late summer, early fall.
I'm not gonna lie. It intrigues me just from the way that they promote it, right?
Yep.
I also don't know if I would like it, but it's intriguing. I think that it's gonna make some money. Ghostbusters, what they've been doing lately with the Ghostbusters remakes, I'm not really mad at. The legacy type of thing that they've been pulling off and all of that, and this being another angle or branch of such, expanding the brand in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it. I think it'll probably be cool. Not something I would run to the movies for. Despicable Me 4 is going to be hilarious.
Yep.
Despicable Me is what Despicable Me is, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for Inside Out, too.
Inside Out, which is something that I've actually heard therapists refer to when they need to use examples of what helps people in this climate. They say, well, I heard there's a second one coming out this summer, but you ever see Inside Out?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about what this will just do for community. And Inside Out 1 was actually a great movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, my last job, the kids there that actually probably needed it watched it all the time.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 4, I told you I'm excited about that. I've heard great things about that. What am I missing? What's Fedora?
I don't know.
Top next to If.
Mad Max.
And what's on the other side? Oh, that's Mad Max.
Mad Max and then Planet of the Apes.
That Mad Max joint probably gonna be crazy. Anybody that's a Mad Max fan knows they really don't really. I think they only missed once, yo.
Yeah.
And Mad Max is a old franchise. So I actually saw a Mad Max car in person like a week ago.
Joker movie comes out this year too.
Which should be stupid because the last one was crazy.
Yep. So it's gonna be. I feel like it's a stacked year this year for movies. I kind of want to get to the drive-ins at some point over the summer. Have you ever been to the drive-ins?
Not since I was young.
All right, we definitely gotta make that happen.
Can I tell you something though? This proves my point.
What?
there's only big budget and damn near independent. After the strike, everything we getting is blockbusters, right? Not saying there's not other movies coming out, but where they spending their coin at? Remixing the franchises that been popping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Like,
all it is.
even down at the bottom, one of the ones that's set to come out in December is Mufasa, a
Lion King.
prequel to Lion King.
Yeah.
Sonic 4 is on here. Like, everything for the most part is parts of continuing series.
That can sell in Asia.
Yep. That have been around since 90s, 80s.
Yep.
It's
That's
crazy.
what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Absolutely right.
So it proves my point. And shout out to all the independent directors that support us and that we able to support, man. Y'all doing your thing out here. And don't let them laugh at you if the biggest platform that you want to go to right now is Tubi.
Facts. All right, we got a couple more things to get into before we get on out of here. I'm going to talk about this first. So, Mayor Parker announced that she is undergoing a citywide cleanup here in Philly over the course of 13 weeks. So this began last week, was the first week. So they were in our district last week, and they're doing this by sanitation districts moving across different areas of the city. So in all of that in 13 weeks. And so this includes, it's an interdepartmental situation. So they are calling on L&I, CLIP, Streets Department to fill potholes. Literally every department under the sun is out there and a part of this, including Parks and Rec and the Philadelphia School District are both.
It's that
cleaning
episode of The Wire when he said there's a rusty something at the playground. What playground? I don't know. Find it. There's a leaky fire hydrant. Where is it at? I don't know. Find it. This is what's happening. It's calling all cars.
Yeah. So, I went to the press event for the citywide cleanup itself.
Oh.
It was definitely, a bunch of people from the city getting together and celebrating one another. But one of the things that they also made very clear is that this is just the first step in what is going to be a much larger process. So the city recently formed a clean and green cabinet that is made up of various clean and green stakeholders from across the city, whether that's folks who manage business improvement districts, folks who work for various city agencies that do cleaning, Philly Tracks, Futures, all of the workforce development organizations, things of that nature. So this task force kind of got together and came up with, or assisted in coming up with this plan. So you can think of this as kind of the initial deep clean that the city is undergoing before the rest of the clean and green initiatives start to take form. So after this is done, this is set to be 13 weeks, like
Right.
I said, it should take
Right.
the entire summer. But after this is done, Mayor Parker made it very clear that this is not going to be a one and done situation. She is promised to kind of maintain this type of cleanliness, whether by doing more, making this either an annual thing where they do this, annually every summer, or creating other initiatives where there's more street cleaning throughout Philadelphia. So for those of you who are not familiar with Philly, currently there are very few streets in Philadelphia that get city provided street cleaning. Literally like under 30 streets. So it is very, very unlikely that you live on a street that does get street cleaning. And even those that do have street cleaning, it was all started within the last 2 to 3 years. So even just seeing a focus on cleaning here in Philly from politicians is something that's relatively new. We have been called Filthadelphia, so it's very nice to see this
North Filthy.
Yeah, this sort of initiative taking place. But, there's also a lot of skepticism on the behalf of the public in terms of what this is going to look like. Because also coming with these cleanups are going to be an uptick in violations being written by L&I on vacant properties or properties that are not maintained up to par. So, of course, with any cleanup, it is a double-edged sword. And as we mentioned a few weeks ago with the Kensington cleanup, there's always unintended side effects that come with it, or in some cases, intended ones. So it's interesting to see how this will end up shaping up. I do need to applaud Mayor Parker in taking initiative and making clear, visible action. I think that something that a lot of her predecessors in recent years have lacked is clear, visible action here in Philadelphia. And I know that myself as a citizen of Philadelphia and plenty of others are seeing this as a welcome change, to at least have action and, you know, to be trying new solutions. So, what are your thoughts on this citywide cleanup, Sam?
Now that they're cleaning your block, you're going to have your inspection stickers up to date. You're going to have to move your car all the time. And on top of that, they're going to pull you over now because of tinted windows.
Yes. All of that is true.
Everybody in the city is going to fucking start staying in their damn house. And I guess that's what they want. But I drive SUVs. And I don't believe in fucking aquariums when I drive. So my vehicles are tinted. And I feel like tinting windows and running down every street and cleaning every street, as much as it might be productive, as you alluded to earlier, can very much be targeted.
Yes.
And you're targeting people that cannot afford the things that they are neglecting.
Yes.
There's a lot of people in the world that try to get over, but a majority of the world is not criminals.
Absolutely.
Especially in a city like ours, when people are literally foot to mouth, hand to foot, trying to get over, trying to get by, trying to make it to their next meal. When people are we just watched the news say that people getting scammed for their benefits, for SNAP benefits. They getting scammed for the money to provide food for their household. Everybody's not a criminal. That's my point on it.
Speaking of criminals,
Let's do it.
let's talk about Trump.
Did you see this shit?
You know, I read about it, but I did not see it.
Oh, man. I heard it.
Please, enlighten us then.
He was literally up there just... Let me see if I can find it, yo. He was just talking. Like, it was so crazy because he doesn't sound coherent anymore. And he's been running off of making sure that we think Biden is too old.
But you think he's the one that might be too old now?
I think something happened.
I told him at Verizon.
He might have got a citizen and got a stroke. Like, yo, he's tripping. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm waiting for this ad to go by. Then I'm going to see if they play the whole joint.
Not even a little bit.
Here we go.
And I think it was the
This from The View, by the way.
110-degree heat
Shout out to The
in
View.
Vegas that really got to
This
him.
in Vegas.
Take a look.
I'm up here sweating like a dog. Secret Service said we have to make sure everyone's safe. I said, what about me? Oh, we never thought of it. Are the teleprompters not working? Sir, not even a little bit. Great job. And then I don't pay the company that does it, right?
Damn.
And then I end up with a story Trump doesn't pay. I don't pay contractors that do a job. And that's a
Damn.
job. You're in the boat and you have this tremendously powerful battery. And the battery's now underwater. And there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. The boat is sinking. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Oh my god.
What?
That's enough.
Yeah, like, I think the Manchurian Candidate is shortened. And if y'all never seen a Manchurian Candidate, and I've been saying this since before Bull got in office, it's part of the reason I knew he could get in office when everybody was in denial, is because I saw a report that said whoever spends the most money on the next presidential race will win. and I saw the Manchurian Candidate years before that. That's why I knew it was probably going to happen. Just like I knew the Lakers was going to get LeBron. Like, this stuff is like, it is what it is. So, what do you think about what you just heard?
I think that was absurd. But everything that comes out of his mouth is absurd, so I'm just over listening at this point.
It was more than that. That's the clip that the view and everybody that played it played a different clip. I just tried to find the quickest one that I thought might have had a balance to it, you know? Because some of them didn't play the shark joint. So I thought the shark one was funny. But, it's like, at this point, it's a cult. If you don't realize that everything that he's used, he's now defending. The same things he's used to destroy people, he's defending because he's in that position.
Yeah.
If you don't realize that this man moves the goalpost so much that he could not possibly care about you. There's a point in that speech where he said, they don't worry about me, they're worried about you, but you know what? I need y'all to be able to make it to the polls. I don't care about you, just make sure you can come vote for me. He literally said, I don't care about you, just make sure you can come vote for me. In that same speech. And I'm not saying that's a direct quote, but that's what he said. Am I bugging?
It's just not surprising anymore, so it doesn't...
I know you get to the point where you don't want to acknowledge or whatever, but it's like, yo, we talk about the other guy slipping up and doing whatever. These are two old-ass men. Let's just say we need two 45-year-olds and just do away with the whole shit.
Yeah. Alright, moving into the second old man. So last week, we talked about how he was ending asylum because of the sheer number of migrants that are trying to enter the border. And so that did go into effect last week. Last Wednesday, it was implemented. And so for folks who have tried to cross since last Wednesday, what happens is they are immediately deported, but not just deported. They are also given a bar to re-entry for 5 years with a potential criminal prosecution if they try to re-enter the United States. And again, this ban is in effect until the number of illegal crossings goes below 1,500 a day.
So where is it at now?
Or, I'm sorry, the 7-day average. So 1,500 for the 7-day average.
And where is it at now?
Last I reported, it was 3,500.
Okay, so they need to lose 2,000 a day. These numbers are astronomical.
Yeah, so recent deportees have found out about the bill upon returning back to their home countries. So it's really on the home countries to try and get the word out that, hey, this is no longer an option. And I'm sure that the U.S. is also working with a multitude of NGOs to try to get that message across as well.
NGO means what?
Non-governmental organizations. So basically any sort of what would be a nonprofit here in the U.S. Or charitable organization overseas. They're called NGOs for short.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear for the people.
Yep.
Clear for the people. Appreciate you for that. What do you think about it?
I think that these are very drastic actions to be taking right before an election, and very deliberately so. I think that Biden recognizes that he's never going to get the left of the left to come to his side, but he can get those moderate Republicans who just can't rationalize, voting for a convicted felon.
Makes sense.
And I think also, I think that Biden is under a lot of political pressure to do something about immigration specifically, you know, and it is what it is.
I think that the pressure put on handling the immigration situation the way that you put it, the reason that he would have to address it, I think that people that, how do I word this? I think it's one of those issues that is an issue, but the people that make it an extreme issue are just adding another excuse to why they vote on the other side.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I said that right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So on that note,
that's it. Tis the
over.
time.
It's over.
Yep.
Another great show. Salute to you. Appreciate you for holding it down another Monday. You doing your thing, homie.
Hey.
Check you out. Give them the eyebrows. You gotta just get your brows done. You gonna keep doing that. But
I get my brows done. It just happens to be the week that they're getting done.
Yeah, well, you know. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that comment, everybody that subscribe, everybody that shares, everybody that supports. We told y'all 2 dope episodes coming up that we could tell y'all about. I be working on so much stuff behind the scenes that it don't even make sense to tell y'all. So we'll wait till it's afoot. But we're gonna keep up the momentum, and we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We're gonna do this for a while, man. And like, comment, subscribe, share, and we'll be here. Appreciate y'all. You good?
Yep.
All right, on that note.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Fly Shit, only the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together. This is
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Fucking yuppie transplants. Move the fuck out. Get out of our fucking city. You ain't even fucking born here. Tired of you motherfuckers.